Last week's Raw was pretty alright, wasn't it? It was an average show, but it wasn't the worst show we've ever... Guys, I can't do this! Have you seen what it's like outside? I can't sit here in the kitchen. I've got to do something about this. I'm not doing the vid in here today. No. Fuck that. No. Fuck that. Yeah, that's more like it, isn't it? Play the damn music. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to some more Raw Thoughts. Genuinely didn't think I'd be able to do any this week at all because I've had no internet for 2 days. So this one was looking like it was going to start being touch and go, but this morning my internet came back on, and the first thing I did was to watch Raw. Instead of spending a lovely sunny day, or lovely sunny morning, sorry, in this beautiful park, I chose to watch Raw. And I just thought to myself, I can't, in good conscience, right, seeing as we get, 4 sunny days a year in this country, I couldn't, in good conscience, watch Raw, then review Raw, and then wait for the fucking Raw review to upload while I'm missing out on sunshine. So I thought I'd come out here into the park, into the sunshine. I'm in Hanley Park. For those of you who used to follow the UBW days, our second ever BBW show was filmed in this there park. It's a lovely place. I spend as much time as I can in here, but of course there's one tiny little problem. I had this great idea, right? I've got a HD webcam in my laptop, and I thought, what a good idea. I'm going to go and do my vid outdoors, so I can do it on my laptop. One little problem, and that, trust me, it's not that my laptop's getting hot or anything, it's that because it's so bright, I can't see my screen, which is a bit of a worry, if I'm honest. I can just about make out what I've written as my notes, so I'm going to have to sort of go with this one. I'm going to have to sort of go, I'll try and go from memory. So the show starts off with Stephanie McMahon making her way to the ring. We haven't seen Stephanie McMahon since, the 1000th Raw last year, something like that. And she's still looking damn fine. And she basically she wants to talk about Triple H, about how he faced Brock Lesnar and then faced Curtis Axel and collapsed, and how as a wife and a mother, which is something that American women seem to say a lot. You don't know, you're not a mother. I'm like, yep, I know, I'm not. Anyway, this brings out. Basically, she's made an executive decision that she will not allow Triple H to compete tonight on Raw. This brings out Vince McMahon, whose hair is starting to look like it did before it was shaved off by Trump. Do you not think? He's got it slicked back, and it looks better for it. I've always thought he looks too much like a fucking egg with his hair as it was. He agrees that Triple H will not compete tonight. He says that WWE is not a blood sport. He said that the fans chanted one more time when Kofi Kingston was put through a table. But there won't be one more time for Triple H tonight. And that's that. And then the Shield asks, what the hell is... Sorry. Then the Shield come out. The Shield's music hits. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read my writing now. It's just failing. So just go off my memory. King says, what the hell is this? And it's like, could it be the Shield coming out? The Shield's music has hit. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit paranoid. I keep seeing people behind me on my screen. I'm wondering if any of them getting closer and thinking, oh, I'm going to steal that guy's laptop. Like, not going to happen. So you might get to see that. You might get to see some random guy trying to take me out. That'd be a laugh, wouldn't it? And then... if I'd had the we go to a commercial break. If you've got the app though, you can see Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon leaving. God, I wish I had the app. So then the Shield defeated Randy Orton and Team Hell No in an absolutely fantastic match, 18 minutes long. It allowed everyone to look good, like it always does in these in these matches recently. Randy Orton especially was able to get his signature moves in, like the draping DDT. He did a double one of those, but then he was able to play face in peril. Daniel Bryan getting the hot tag. It was all good. I love the Rana spot that Bryan did. He did a Rana on oh come on, who did he do it on? He did a Rana onto Rollins, where Ambrose was lying on the mat, so he landed on top of him. That was brilliant. He does a suicide dive, but Bulldog Driver gets the... Sorry, I'm getting... I can't see what it says! Oh, this was such a good idea as well. When he hits Randy Orton hits an RKO on Rollins. When he tries one on Reigns, he's pushed into Bryan by Ambrose, who then hits the Bulldog Driver on Bryan to get the win. I'm sorry, I haven't done that much justice. I really enjoyed this match. Really, really enjoyed it. In the back, Randy Orton, Bryan, and Kane argue about Bryan being the weak link in the team. He thinks they don't respect him, so tonight he's going to have another match and beat the respect out of someone. Then Triple H confronts Stephanie and Vince. He says he's wrestling tonight and no one can stop him, and Vince advises him to not do anything he will regret. And then the Usos defeated the Primetime Players in a match that started on the app. My God, I wish I had the app. I've got to get a new phone just so I can get the app. I mean, God, I could have seen Vince and Stephanie leaving. I could have seen an entrance of someone, and I could have seen the start of a match. Brilliant. Anyway, yeah, not bad. Super kick and a superfly splash to get the win after about 4 minutes of action. It's a lot better than I was expecting it to be. Then Alberto Del Rio defeated Big E Langston in their 5th match. I mean, I saw bits of this match, but I was more interested in the app, to be honest, because Zeb Coulter was on the app, and yeah, you could have seen that. The app is my favourite thing ever. Del Rio puts the armbar on Big E. He won't tap out, so he rolls him up for the win. And I don't ever want to see this match ever again if I can. 5 times. I mean, 3 of those. I assume that some of those have been on SmackDown, because I don't remember seeing this match 5 times, but it does at the same time feel like I've watched them wrestle 5 times. And then we've got another match. Sheamus defeated Cody Rhodes, obviously, because why would Sheamus lose? I mean, why would he lose? Cody misses a big moonsault, enabling Sheamus to hit the crossroads, and a bro kick, which gets the win. He then, on the outside, shoves down Damien Sandow, because on SmackDown, Damien Sandow made him look foolish with doing this ball and cup challenge thingy. And then an amazing statistic was revealed: 6 million people have got the app. 6 million people have downloaded the app, which makes you think to yourself that 2 weeks ago, when they gave us a chance to use the app to vote, and I voted 16 times, I think it was, with my non-existent app, and 150,000 people voted. 150,000. So what were the other 5 million plus doing instead of voting with it? I mean, that's a bit crazy, isn't it? In the back, Triple H leaves, but he says next week he'll be back he will be in the ring. Next week he'll start the show, which is lovely. And you get the impression that Triple H and Stephanie don't really see each other when the cameras are rolling. Then we see footage of Ryback destroying Kofi, putting him through the table, hitting him with 2 power bombs, and then Bryan walks into Ryback, who challenges Bryan to a match, and then Vince makes it Curtis Axel versus John Cena in a no disqualification match tonight, which is nice. And then the Great Khali defeated Fandango via countout. I assume there's no official decision on this one. Basically, the match is about 2 minutes in. Fandango bails, Summer Rae checks on him, and then the Miz comes out, and he's just about to go and give him beats when Wade Barrett comes out, whacks Miz round the back with the Intercontinental Championship to sort of say, look, I still have this. Please, someone take it from me so I can start winning again. And then we go to commercial break. When we come back, it's Miz versus Wade Barrett. Miz wins, obviously, because why wouldn't he win? 3 minutes, something like that. And he wins, of course, with the figure 4, because why would Wade win? He's the only Intercontinental Champion, for God's sake. The Jericho and CM Punk contract sign. It's not really CM Punk, it's Paul Heyman, but you know what I mean. Their contract is signed. This dragged a bit for me. It was a bit too long. And the only really good part, I suppose, was I mean, there's a couple of cheap pops. I mean, Jericho's trying to go into having the match somewhere else by the looks of things. Instead of being in Chicago, he says, why don't we have it in SummerSlam, why don't we have it in Madison Square Garden, why don't we have it right here tonight, which gets a cheap pop. And the entertaining bit is, once it's done, Jericho puts the contract in Heyman's pants. Hilarious. And then Caitlyn, Cameron and Naomi defeat AJ and the Bella Twins, which is lovely. And then we see it back. This is something I completely forgot to talk about last week, and I apologise for this. Last week we saw a video package for the Wyatt family, and it was one of those. I wrote it in capitals on my notes, but talked about something else completely instead, and got a couple of comments. So I need to address this. I thought that promo was so good, a really special sort of video package, and so that one got me excited, I've only seen these guys once. I've only seen NXT once recently and saw these guys, but thought, wow, they're actually really impressive. Really love that. Really good video package both weeks. And then in our semi-main event, Daniel Bryan defeating Ryback by disqualification in a 15-minute match, and it's one of those one of those matches where you're just looking at it going, God, Daniel Bryan is so awesome, isn't he? He really is quite fantastic. Yeah, he made Ryback look brilliant. He made everything that Ryback did look great. His selling was absolutely fantastic. Ryback power bombs though Daniel Bryan at the end. He posts him a couple of times and then power bombs him through a table, and that gets his qualification. It looks like he's going to do it again, a la Kofi Kingston. But John Cena, in his first appearance on the show, I need to point out, comes charging to the ring and makes the save, and that leads straight into Curtis Axel defeating John Cena via counter. I hope you can't hear that. I'm next to a canal, like literally here. There's a little embankment and then there's a canal next to it, and that noise, if you can hear something, is a canal boat going past. Yeah, another lengthy match. This one goes 13 minutes, which is all good. And of course, I'm always going to be happy when it's a main event that's an actual wrestling match instead of John Cena cutting a fucking promo. And yeah, a decent match. It looks like John Cena is going to go for an AA. There's a conveniently placed table on the outside, and it looks like John Cena's going to go for the AA on that. He gets him up on the shoulders, and Michael Cole says, "Oh, AA time," and then, quick as a blast, goes, "Oh, what's going to happen here?" It's like, you got him up, and you just said it's AA time, idiot. Anyway, John Cena's a babyface, so he does what all babyfaces do. He doesn't go after Ryback. He goes after not after Ryback, sorry, Johnny Curtis. Really? Did I just say that? Really? I don't know why I just said that. Curtis Axel. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I'm getting sunstroke. Clearly. Yeah, he goes after Curtis. He doesn't go after Curtis Axel. He goes after his manager. He's got cooking Curtis Axel here. Time to pin him. No, he goes after Paul Heyman. That allows Ryback to come out and spear him through the conveniently placed table. And the last thing we see, the show fades to black with Ryback saying, "Payback, Ryback rules." And that was your show. It was one of those shows, very match heavy, which, someone like me, I'm not going to complain about at all. Very, very, very few skits. And yeah, so I enjoyed this. I'm never going to complain about a show that's got more wrestling on it than skits ever. That would just be fucking crazy, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's 2 Raws on the bounce I've actually enjoyed. Can you believe that? So yeah, I'd love to know what you think. If you want us to turn off, feel free. I'm going to talk about some Brit rest though, because it was Futureshock on Sunday. Futureshock 67. Oh, the sun's gone in. That's nice. Oh, hey, wait, son. It's staying for a second. I can see my screen. No, I can't. I can see my screen, yeah? Me. I can see my own reflection, and that's it. So I can see Peter. There's a guy walking behind me there. I can see that, but I can't see anything that I've written on this screen at all, which is good. I just really hope that my notes are not. I really hope that I'm nice and clear. I've just brought up the screen there. Lovely HD. You can see the blue sky behind me. Happy days. But, you can't really see a lot. Anyway, Futureshock 67. Futureshock 67. Opening contest, Martin Kirby defeating delicious Danny Hope in a nice little enjoyable match. Danny Hope hitting an Impaler DDT made me mark out something rotten. I was amazed when Martin Kirby was able to kick out of that, and he hit Kirby's Dreamland to get the win. Nice little opener, crowd were into it, lots of shaking the ass with the tassels with Danny Hope, which is always a good thing. And one of the things I'm loving about Danny Hope at the moment is oh, excuse me, I've got a drink right there, but my computer's on top of it. I haven't thought this through very well at all, have I? Yeah, Danny Hope is starting to get booked to PCW, and a lot more people are starting to see just how talented Danny Hope is, and that makes me so chuffed, because I've been saying for the best part of a year now that Danny Hope is the most underrated wrestler I know. I said in my end of year awards that I did last year that was the case, and now he's had 2 or 3 bookings at PCW, and you see on Twitter a lot of people talking about Danny Hope, and it's every time it's like, yeah. It makes me so happy that so many more people are getting into that. T-Bone was meant to take on Zach Gibson, but Zach Gibson was unfortunately injured. His replacement was someone who's been trained by Zach Gibson, a young lad called Joe Vega, who made his debut on the Future Underground show a couple of months back. So this is his 3rd appearance, and he came out, and everyone, I think myself including, just went, "Oh, unlucky Vega, you're going to get owned." And he didn't. I mean, he did get owned, don't get me wrong, but he more than carried his weight. He put in a commendable performance, is probably the best way of putting it. He looked all right out there, and T-Bone was heel, which is always a good thing. I don't like T-Bone's work as a face. I don't think he works as a face. You look at T-Bone, he's fucking massive. He's intimidating. He shouldn't be getting people to clap along with him. I can't ever get behind that one at all. So yeah, he got the win with a powerbomb, I think it was, and it was big. And then in-ring confrontation, Josh Bodom, in-ring confrontation with his brother Ryan, absolutely fantastic stuff. Ryan basically, it was everything I was expecting, to be honest. It was Ryan basically saying, look, we started training at the same time. How the fuck did you make your debut a year before me? How does that even work? And it's one of those things where, of course, a heel's always going to say that. You don't blame the booking committee or anything like that. You blame your brother. Of course, it's all your fault, Josh. And he explained that he's joined. It's been a person's taken him under his wing, and you're like, oh, who's that then? And then Xander Cooper's music hit, and you're like, oh, that's an interesting one. And he comes out, and Xander Cooper, I've always said that Xander Cooper is the best dressed man in British wrestling. He's always perfectly dressed, always looks so smart and carries himself so well. And he comes out, so you start thinking to yourself, you've got an interesting one here, because you've got Xander Cooper and Don Meacham, who have been teaming together recently. So if you're going to have Ryan into this mix, it's all good. And then it looks like there's a brawl about to kick off, and Sparks and, oh my god, I can't remember who the other person was, came out to make the save, if you can believe that. Who was it? Simon Valor, of course. Simon Valor coming out with Sparks and making the save. So there's a match for next time. Happy days. Sparks, Simon Valor, and Josh Bowden versus Ryan Bowden, Xander Cooper, and I assume Don Meacham. That would be an interesting one. This was the thing about this show, is that on paper it looked all right, but there wasn't many. Wow, I've got to see that match kind of matches. But for me, it was like all promotions go through this. This is sort of a reset, because a lot of the storylines ended at the last show at Futureshock 66. So, it was little things that can now get you looking forward to the next show. Happy days. Next match: Dave Rain defeating Stoner Durson by pinfall. This was an alright little match, actually. It was quite a few insider references were made that, quite a few of them went over my head and all that. Dave Rain made me the happiest boy in the world, actually, because I've got quite a few of old DVDs from the old GPW days, and he used to do this move that every time I saw him hit and just went, oh, now that's pretty. Gets him in a reverse DDT position, puts him up, and then spins him in midair and drops him down into a normal DDT, and he did that, and it was one of those, oh, happy fucking days. I was so chuffed with that. I was so pleased that he did that move, because I've been saying to it every time I've spoken to him, I'm, dude, what are you going to do one of those? And he's like, yeah, no, maybe, and it's like, yeah, whatever. He's just saying that's humour, isn't it? So actually, I'm not saying it's anything to do with me. It's just, it was one of those, you see, I've not seen one of those for a while. Because the thing is, everyone in the room went, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted to see. DV8 gets the win for Dave Rain. And the other singles match of the night, with Martin Kirby and Danny Hope taking on each other. Obviously, it was going to be Travis versus Joey Hayes, and this was a shenanigans of plenty. Thoroughly enjoyed this match. There was one point though I was begging to see, and that was that Justin Price was out there with his sister Melanie Price, and obviously out there with Joey. And Chris Travis's finish move is a Death Star power driver, it's an underhook power driver. And at one point, he got Justin Price in position for that, and it's like, please just do it, Death Star Justin, please. I want to see that so badly. Do you know, I cannot remember how Hayes got the win, unfortunately. It's completely blank. It's gone completely blank. This is what you get for writing down just the results and not writing down any notes, which I used to do. I used to go to Futureshock with a fucking notepad, and write down loads of stuff and then completely ignore it when I did vids. Look at this. And then I predicted on my predictions video that there'd be an 8-man tag, and there was, as the Wrestling Rovers and Notorious B.A.D. defeated the Blackpool Blondes, Nordic Warrior, and Dan Evans. Dan Evans was conspicuous that he wasn't in his health and safety gear, which is an interesting one. He was just in his Mr. Massive gimmick. Not saying that's a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. Not a bad little match, a few shenanigans, and it's all good. The Blondes pinned. Both members of the Blonde are pinned. One by members of the Wrestling Rovers and one by members of BAD. So this is an interesting one, because you wouldn't it's like, now they can both say they're in line for a title shot because they both got the pin. But the thing is, how do you settle this one? Because it's a babyface team versus a babyface team, and that's a dynamic that I don't like. I don't like face versus face, or I don't like heel versus heel. But that's one of those things about Futureshock that we love. It's the dynamic of where did they go from here. And in our main event, it was meant to be Cyanide taking on Noam Dar for the Futureshock Championship, or no, defending the Futureshock Championship against Noam Dar, I should say. And I said on my prediction that this was a match that was, if it's good, it's good, but I'm not expecting it to be any good. I don't know, I just didn't think the dynamic was going to work. And then Friday night at PCW, Noam Dar got injured, so it was right, who's going to be against? And yeah, there was a few smatterings of, I'd love to see Mastiff again. I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. So when Dave Mastiff's music hit and out he came for Dave Mastiff versus Cyanide 2, it's like, ooh, this should be good. And there was quite a few people in the audience that weren't at the last show, so I could see the excitement in theirs. I'm sat there, honestly going, this is going to take some doing. This is really going to take some doing, because when they had their first match, they didn't hold anything back at all. They really get. Sometimes you see a match between two big men, and you think to yourself, you come away from it, that was good, but you know they were holding back for their rematch, yeah? And I didn't think that was the case last time out at 66. The two of them absolutely beat the shit out of each other. So what I'm going to say here is that while this match, I liked this match. It was a good match. It was an entertaining match. They did some crazy ass shit again. But the thing is, I just don't think it was as good as their match at 66, is what I'm going to say. Like I say, they gave each other everything at 66. They beat the living tar out of each other. And like I say, good match though. Yeah, that was that. Cyanide gets the win. He's still the champion. Brrr, don't like that. Well, we do. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. Cyanide being champion is one of those. Who on earth is going to beat him? Who can possibly beat him? Oh, and Cyanide, if you're watching this, yeah, don't please. Right, I'm begging you on this one. Please, please, please. For the rest of this calendar year, can you not do that superplex spot? Because I've now seen you get superplexed 5 times. The first time I saw it, I popped like a bandit, and it was one of those, right, I'm never going to see it again. I've now seen it 5 times. I've seen you get superplexed, and don't want to see it again. It's one of those things that a big man like you shouldn't be doing that spot. It's one that you just bring it out once a year, all right? Yeah, I enjoyed myself at Futureshock. I always enjoy myself at Futureshock. And yeah, I had a real good time. And yeah, that's been that. I've been sat in the park, as you know. I can actually feel my sun. I can actually feel my sun burning in the arm. I can feel my arm getting sunburnt up here. It's weird, isn't it? That's very strange. Right, I'm going to enjoy the sunshine a bit more, and then I'm going to upload this vid. My next video will be, if for sticking around for this long, my next video will be a King of the Ring 1997 review. Will be up in a couple of days' time. And yeah, take it easy. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Take it easy, guys. Now I've got to find how to turn this shit off. How do I stop this?